طيب in chapter 6, these are the points that we will discuss. Application starts from communication up to GPS, GIS, and media communication. So let's start from the first point, which is communication media, or how we can communicate or how we can share information. And as you can see here, these are the method of sharing the information. You can share information using newsletter, posters, website, multimedia presentation, media streaming, and e-publication. The question might come to distinguish between them, define them, or mention the advantage and disadvantage of each and every one of them. Now, before we go deeper, look at newsletter and posters. You will find that we will use the computer to design them. بمعنى we'll use some kind of an app to design the newsletters and posters. Just like in paper 2, the word section, what we do? You put the text, you put the images, and at the end, you save and print out. بمعنى we'll take advantage of the computer into designing newsletters and posters. What's the difference between newsletter and posters? What's the difference? Posters are bigger in size. We call them billboards. You'll find them eye-catchy, means you can see them from far away. Very good. And both of them take advantage of the ICT or the computer in terms of designing, gathering information together. However, at the end of the day, what we do, we need to print them out. On the other hand, if you look for website, multimedia presentation, media streaming, and e-publication, we'll use the computer to design them and they will stay inside the computer. Meaning, if you'd like to view my website, you need to access it using a digital device with an internet connection, isn't it? Yes? So website, multimedia presentation, media streaming, and e-publication, this we call them digital way of communication. You don't need to print them out. Meaning the advantages, no need for papers, no need for colors. Hence the cost will be cheaper or expensive? It will be very cheap. Are we good? So the first thing you need to look at whenever you come into exam questions or test questions here is you need to separate newsletters and posters from the rest of them because of the expense and because of the audience coverage. Meaning, if I'm printing a news, let's say, letter for the school or making poster for the schools, I will have limited number of copies. I will have limited number of copies. So at the end of the day, my coverage area or my audience will be limited. However, if I'm doing it using website, anyone around the world can access my information. Are we good? Yes, generally speaking. So if you look here in your book, you'll find the definition: newspaper, paper-based information. What we mean by newspaper? Interest, informations, or recent event. For example, for the schools, we'll make a newspaper for the school to cover what's happening in the school, activities in the schools, exams, results, students, this kind of interest. Are we good? In posters, larger in size. What we call them, if they ask you for examples of poster: billboard, notice board, and in big buildings. An advantage of poster, they are very eye-catchy. Means you can see them from far away. What printer we use to do these posters? Chapter 2? Plotter or wide format printer. Advantages of newspaper and of posters. What are the advantages? No need for internet connection. And you'll find this is a disadvantage as well because we are printing out. No need means you get your own physical copy. You get your own physical copy, and for posters, they are eye-catchy. What about disadvantages? First disadvantage, cost of distribution. You are printing them out and you need delivery to deliver it whenever you are distributing it in a city or in a building or wherever you are distributing it. And printing cost, since you are printing, and at the end you will have limited number of copies and smaller target view. Okay? Are we good? So if you'd like less cost in printing and more coverage area, we go for what? We go for websites, because website stays inside the computer as a digital way of doing it. How you create newsletter? This is a very common question. Always comes in paper 1. They will ask you, If students in a school would like to create and use paper, mention the steps. And the steps are in the practical paper 2, a Word section. What we do, you open Word, for example, production software, you type the text or you copy the text, and then you add images. And then you add images. From where you add the images, you can have them in your folder, saved in your storage device. You can download them from the internet. You can get them from a cloud. And at the end, you crop the image, you resize the image, you relocate the image, position the image, and at the end, everything will be formatted and printed out. So this question is always come. Whenever you come into this question, remember paper 2, the Word section. Now nowadays, because of digital world, we mentioned to cover more audience, instead of having the books and the newsletters as soft copy, we do them as electronic publication, e-publication. That means you view books, you view information on the, yes, using the internet or on digital devices. So advantage of e-publication, what's the advantage? What will be the advantage of e-publication? First of all, cheaper. You don't have to buy a physical book. It's always less expensive to view a book online or to get a book on your device as a soft copy instead of having it as printed out. The second advantage of e-publication nowadays is very attractive. You can add multimedia. Meaning, if you have it on paper, you normally have text and images only. However, inside the computer, I can add videos, I can add audio, I can add animation, I can add hyperlink, isn't it? So you'll find it's more rich and more attractive to do so, isn't it? Yes? So e-publication allow you to have it distributed widely. Put down these notes if you like. You can distribute it widely. You have a more coverage area. You can add multimedia such as video, audio, and animation and transitions. And you can have other features that are nowadays very important. For example, you can change even the language. You can translate. Meaning, if I'm viewing a book, you might have other options. Would you like to change the language from English to Arabic, for example, or to French? You get the point. So you can have different languages for the same book for your convenience. You can have text-to-speech, which is very important. Type it down. You can have text-to-speech, meaning instead of reading the book, what you will do? You listen. Are we good? The computer will be reading the book for you. Are we good? And you can have, as we mentioned before, animations. So many features comes into e-publications. That's why the future of reading books, even in schools or magazines, you will find it. It's better to do it where? Using a digital device. Any questions so far? Yes? So you look there, advantages and disadvantages. You will find the advantages and the disadvantages we just mentioned. You can get back to it later. Yes? Media streaming is when you watch movies, videos, or listen to music. Why we prefer it over a conventional way or a classical way of doing it, like buying a CD or buying a flash or putting the media there? Why we prefer media streaming? Because you don't need to download the movie or whatever you are listening or watching. You don't need to have your own copy. You'll open a browser, click on a video, watch the video, close the browser, and go. So no need for downloading, less expensive, faster, isn't it? Yes, and no need for a storage device. Why? You are not downloading anything. Example, YouTube. Whenever you go into YouTube and you would like to watch a video, for example, what do? Open the browser or the app, watch the videos, and then close it. Yes? Do you have anything saved in your hard disk or storage device? No. Very good. So media streaming is very attractive nowadays, and it's divided into two. Put these down, please. Write these down. Divided into two sections. Divided into two sections. You have live videos or live streaming, live audio or live video. We call it live streaming. Live streaming. And the other one will be on-demand videos. On-demand videos. Live streaming or on-demand videos. Now, next to live streaming, what you will type? Live streaming means you have to watch it in a specific time. Otherwise, you might lose or miss the whole show. You have to watch it or listen to it in a specific time. Are we good? This is like Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and all the live TVs that you'll find nowadays application where you can watch live programs. Are we good? On-demand one, which is the one that we are more attractive to, that means the videos are there, you can watch them at any time, just like YouTube, the normal videos on YouTube. You can go there, watch the video today, pause it, go do something else, come back, continue the video. The video is on demand. That means the video is already there. You can watch it at any specific time. You can pause, you can rewind the videos, you can restart the videos from the beginning. All of this can happen. So this is what we mean by streaming. Streaming means I'm getting the video file or the audio file from another computer or from another server. Now look, whenever you are watching, let's say on demand videos on YouTube, you have different settings for the quality, isn't it? Why you have different settings for the quality? Depends on your internet connection. Why depends on your internet connection? Because whenever you are watching these on-demand videos, you will find that whenever you are using your laptop, for example, if you look at this screen now, the server will keep sending you part of the video or the audio, isn't it? So let's say it will send you the first 10 seconds. And then while you are watching the first 10 seconds, it will continue sending you the next 10 seconds. So it depends on your internet speed, whether you will get the next 10 seconds before you finish the first or not, isn't it? If you have a very slow internet connection, what will happen? You will find that you will have to pause and wait for it to get the next package. This we call it buffering. So whenever you are getting these kind of videos, you are actually getting them part by part. You finish the first 10 seconds, you get the second 10 seconds, you get the next one and the next one. So buffer will depend on two things. On how big is your buffer, meaning the RAM of your computer and your internet connection. And that's why you'll notice that in some internet connection you can watch videos with high quality. In some of them you will have to watch them with lower quality. Are we good in buffering? And this is a very important question. They always ask what we mean by buffer in streaming and why the buffer matters. Why the buffer matters. Good? So we mentioned advantages of streaming instead of downloading. No waste of time. We're not downloading anything. The second one, no storage space needed. I'm not saving anything. And less costing in general. Disadvantages, need a very good internet connection, and you need a larger buffer to have a very good watching experience, especially if you are watching, for example, 4K movies or 8K movies. You will find that you need a very strong buffer for that. Normal movies or normal quality, no problem. And no permanent copy. So if you, for example, disconnect your internet connection and you'd like to come back again and watch it, you'll find that it's gone. You need to have an internet connection. Example, these are some examples of streaming apps, as you can see. Some of them may be familiar.